How's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Post It. The first episode of Post It in a long time. Shout out to Wombo. And so hopefully I will actually start this up again, realizing that it is quite easy just to shoot and upload something very basic. I'm recording this with my new Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which I got for getting 100 views on my Rode Reel entry, Green of the Ground and Grave Decay. Thank you to everyone so much who voted. It's a pretty cool mic. I haven't used it for anything yet apart from this, so we'll just see how that goes. Is that in frame? Alright, I think that's good. So finally I will have uploaded on my channel, hopefully. Scarlett is basically a film me and a few friends put together for a 10-hour film festival, which was part of the Belfast Film Festival, called Cinema Sports. I've never done a timed film challenge before, but I'd seen timed film challenges advertised on YouTube channels and stuff like that, but they were mostly in America. In fact, a couple of people from this course I went on, the BFI Film Academy Residential at NFTS, were posting about doing a 48-hour film festival in Edinburgh, which sounded, you know, just so much fun. And after that academy, I was just so ready to go for any new opportunity could be thrown my way. So it was so exciting to be asked to come and join a team for one of these. Thanks Jobo and Ramona. It was being held at the Belfast Workshops on Lawrence Street, which I'd never been to before, kind of cool. I arrived there first of the team, met some other young filmmakers, so I thought, you know, it was going to be kind of a young bunch doing it. We went in and met the people who were running it. We received from them the 3 ingredients we had to include in the film, and so they were throw up, bridge, and the words pure bad crack. Pure bad crack. That's pure bad crack. So the challenge was to get those incorporated into the film so that they knew you'd done it within the 10 hours and then bring it back, and then there would be a big screening at the end. They explained that you didn't have to use stimulus words so literally, like it could be just throwing something up into the air, or, you know, the bridge of a guitar, or pure bad crack. I mean, pure bad crack. So we went off to do it, and thank God Jonathan had passed his driving test that morning, because otherwise we would have been pretty stranded. So what we had kind of come up with before was to do a bit of a noir homage. This kind of just be the story of the standard noir detective, the epitome of all the noir tropes, but in a realistic light. And so he ends up like choking on his cigar and brushing his teeth with alcohol, which was quite funny. So we got back to the house that we were filming at and kind of went through the basic plan that we had and how we were going to work in the ingredients. Because we had our story planned quite well, we didn't have to make so much up as we went along. So we kind of crammed in our 3 ingredients quite soon, actually. First of all, you know, he's like, pure bad crack.
That's pure bad crack.
Yeah, it's pure bad crack because she's drowned in her own vomit. And then we just threw in that he had to meet someone at the bridge. So we kind of got the ingredients out of the way. It was really cool. For the first scene, we set up a proper, you know, great noir office. I think our production design looked pretty good. And we had the smoke machine that the runner of the competition had lent to us, which was awesome as well. And so we were just able to put that all together and make this really cool noir office. And we cut out some blinds from cardboard to stick up to a light and then shine that through, which also looked pretty cool. After we'd done all those scenes, got that shot, I brought my laptop, so I was able to get plugged in at the house and get all the footage. And so then I was left as the editor back at the house, and they all went off to shoot the next bits, which, you know, it was cool having to be delegated those roles so specifically, and you know, it was a learning experience about just efficiency and time. As one of them said, shout out to Jeremy, it's like planning a heist with all the roles. You had to know where you were going to be next like an hour before you were there. It was a lot of fun doing the editing with that pressure. I mean, I was able to go into my element a little bit when they all went off to gather the rest of the footage, and periodically throughout the day they'd, you know, come home with new SD cards, and I'd like stick them in and try and get everything off super fast so they could get out again. For the soundtrack, I used this beautiful jazz band piece called Goodbye Pork Pie Hat, which I played previously, and it just completely got the noir atmosphere, and surprisingly was not copyrighted for YouTube, so that's nice. I think, anyway. Maybe this video will get striked, but we'll see. So the story, you know, winds its way out, typical noir style. He gets his first clue, goes off to the murder, over to the bridge, finds the insider man, gets the details, and shock horror, it's Miss Scarlett, his secretary's husband, who did the murder. And obviously, you know, you got the femme fatale, who's called Mrs. Scarlett, so we ended up calling the film Scarlett. He gets his way, cleans up the dirty old city, and just until we find that she's a lesbian. And so we were closing down to the last couple of hours of the competition, and we'd got all the footage shot, but we still needed to record this voiceover, which sounded really crunchy after I looked at it, and I couldn't figure out why. Which I later realised was because of this crappy dead cat I bought for like £4 off wish.com. And do not buy from wish.com, no, would not buy again. We had about 3/4 of an hour to go, and just, you know, like the heist team that we were, Jonathan ran out to his car, rolled it up outside the door, and he was like, we've got to go now. So we left the gear all at the house, bundled into the car, and I was like on the computer trying my best with my trackpad to get these final few tracks of music in so that we were ready to go. We eventually got to the Belfast Workshops where the screening was going to happen in time, but it seemed in fact that, you know, a number of people hadn't returned and they were having technical difficulties, so we actually had a couple of hours to wait. At the workshops, we were trying to render out our footage, and there were a lot of people there smoking a lot of the good thing. Finally got it rendered, so we were going up to the screening time, and thank you so much to Haley for pointing out, but the audio hadn't rendered, and it's just this annoying glitch with Premiere Pro. When you sometimes open it again, some tracks have been silenced, so that happened. Then we had to re-render again, but somehow, you know, we made it in for the screening. The films on the whole were hilarious. We had gone for something which was quite high production value in the grand scheme of things, and we were the youngest group there, which, you know, showed that we weren't quite in tune with exactly the spirit of this particular festival, but I still think we outdid ourselves in our ability, all of us. The acting was amazing, the actual production values were really great, and I can tell you, for one, it was a hell of a lot better than my moving image arts piece. There were some hilariously, outrageously funny ones. Our film got a couple of laughs, but as I say, on the whole, we hadn't really clicked with the idea of that festival. And so at the end, you know, they had a bunch of prizes ready, most of which were alcoholic. So they had, you know, best film overall, best comedy, best use of the ingredients. And in fact, we won a prize. We won the Young Filmmaker Prize of a gin and tonic scented candle. What was it they said? For lighting the path into the future of their filmmaking career. Yes, very good. It actually does smell pretty good. That was the 10-hour film festival. A lot of fun. Would certainly do it again with all you guys. Sure, we'll top what we did this year, apart from your boys acting. Classic. After the festival, we're heading back to the house in the car to get the gear. And Jonathan, who of course had just learned to drive, was pulled over by the police, and we were worried because we had just been in a room of good thing smokers. Do that good thing. People who were doing some serious cannabis. It was a Saturday night, I think. A car full of about 5 teenagers who had clearly just been out driving with restricted plates. And thank God they were just a couple of decent cops who said, "Mate, you've not got your lights on there." You know, thank God it was that, and they didn't smell any of the good thing. Because yeah, that would have been bad. And so, day after film festival, I brushed up the edit a bit so that we could submit to a couple of film festivals. And out of that, we actually got in a few official selections, including being longlisted at the Atlanta Playhouse Film Festival, official selection at the Strasbourg Film Festival, and official selection at the Newark International Film Festival. You've probably already seen the film, but if you haven't, go and watch it. Link in the description. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. I'll post it. Thank you. And maybe I'll put up a couple more episodes in the coming days. Alright, see you later. Wombo.